Hey everyone, it's Kino here. Thanks for joining me on this Ashtanga Yoga second series journey. This class is all about tic-tocs and vrischikasana. So the scorpion handstand, which comes at the very end of your second series journey. Very difficult, very challenging. So prepare to be challenged and have a little fun too. Close your eyes, come to a comfortable seated position. Let your hands rest down. Now, before you even want to think about doing tic-tocs or scorpion handstand, I usually recommend for people to be about halfway through the intermediate series. The reason for this is that you need a perfect balance of strength and flexibility. Those of you who are flexible, you're going to feel like, oh, I think I could just jump up and kind of flip-flop over. But you want to make sure that you have the strength to support your flexibility. Those of you who are naturally strong, you have to cross that hurdle of kapotasana and let all of the deep work. You have to cross that hurdle of kapotasana and let all of the deep work of the external rotation of the hip joints and all those lessons of the intermediate series really settle in your body before you start introducing handstands. If you do handstands too soon in the Ashtanga method, combined with all those jump backs and jump throughs, your shoulders get tighter. You don't learn the position that your shoulders should be in, and they don't go through that energetic release, which is where the transformative benefit of the practice comes from. Traditionally, in the Ashtanga method, once you learn a movement or a series of movements, you do it every day. Now, that's true within the context of most of the series. For example, in the primary series, you're going to learn the sun salutation, the standing poses, the primary series, your back bends, and the closing poses. Once you begin doing the intermediate series, you'll always, or the advanced series, you'll always do the sun salutations, the standing poses, those middle group of asanas, which are your series, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever you're working on, back bends and closing. Halfway through the intermediate series, maybe around Pincha Mayurasana, safe to start entering the tic-tocs and start working on your scorpion handstands. Once you learn them, you're supposed to do them every day, except for your primary series day. That's your day of integration, your day of healing, restoration, moving back into the body. We're going to get started working on the tic-toc first, and then building our way into the scorpion handstand. So we want to think about the technique of how to do the tic-toc. I learned by really building up from a basic flip-flop over in the headstand position. So this is a posture called Viparita Dandasana, which comes in the third series. However, you can treat it like a little preview here. So if you feel that your spine is a little bit cold, you need to warm up, I definitely recommend perhaps even doing your full practice before you come and try these powerful handstands. Or take a good amount of time, roll through some sun salutations, roll through maybe all of the second series back bends, and warm your body up so that you're ready to move into these powerful, challenging movements. We're going to get right started with Viparita Dandasana. So now, come over onto your hands and knees, and then slowly place the elbows down. Exhale, top of the head on the ground. So this is a headstand back bend that you're going to enter and exit from the headstand. Inhale, come up, prepare. And then inhale, come up. Find your vertical line. So this is kind of the same movement that you're going to prepare for in each of these inverted positions. Then slowly extend the back and start to think about, so remember Ustrasana. So think about Ustrasana positions. So really lift now the pelvis away from the hips and soft bend in the knees. Keep lifting and spiraling through the spine. Transfer your weight forward and exhale down. Then elbows get in position again, top of the head down, walk your legs out, and just lift your chest over your forearms. Hold it there for a moment, and then now to prepare for the tic-toc, or the flip back over as we're in here, you're thinking about bringing your chest over your hands, minimal jump. If you jump with too much force, it's not really going to feel good for the body. Come all the way up onto the toes, engage your back muscles, press into the shoulders, and then inhale, hips over the shoulders. Find your way back up to the vertical line, and then exhale slowly down. Take a moment, child's pose, just rest for a moment. And then inhale, come up. So the idea is to counterbalance and let your chest move over your hands in the same way as when you're coming up into headstand, you got to move your chest over your hands, then hips over your hands, and then you're up in headstand. You're going to do it in reverse when you're in the back bend. So now let's make it a little more challenging, and we're going to do it on the forearms. Forearms may require a little bit more jump, but you can do it. Okay, so here we go. Elbows down, and now, nice and easy, inhale, come up to your vertical line. Find that vertical axis. From the vertical axis, start to send your chest forward. As your chest moves forward, open the feet, and then hang in the balance of moving your chest forward and your feet away. Then exhale. You might be able to touch the feet to the head, but no worries for now. Exhale all the way over. Then slowly come up onto your toes. Feel your chest popping over, stabilize the shoulders. Now here's the thing. You don't want to move too much back with the shoulders. You want to move your chest forward and think about jumping into your forearm balance. So inhale and push up, catch it in the shoulders, and then slowly exhale. Come on down. Good. Okay, so now we did the two easy ones. These are relatively easy compared to the dynamic of doing it on the hands. Be very cautious with jumping back over. So the tick, going up and landing in Urdhva Dhanurasana is accessible for many people, but be very cautious with trying to jump from Urdhva Dhanurasana into handstand. I tried this for many years and I am still working on it. It doesn't happen every day, but the key to really thinking about how to control this movement is to jump with minimal force. And then to have in your mind that you're not just trying to fling your body over, but that you're actually trying to jump into a handstand from Urdhva Dhanurasana. So of course, to do the tic-tocs, it's best to have a very stable, strong handstand established first. When you're doing the tic-tocs, you don't need to pause in Vrschikasana. You don't need to pause with your feet. So your head will look at that after we look at the tic-toc. So even if you can't touch your feet to your head, it might be possible for you to find that movement to drop back and go all the way over. The movement itself may actually bring a little bit of balance into your spine and your shoulders, and even a little bit of flexibility. Let's work on this. So here we go. Take an easy jump up, and then we'll slowly go over and use that same counterbalance as on the forearms. You're going to try to look as far forward to the front of your mat as possible. Here we go. Inhale, jump. Inhale, jump. And then counterbalance. Open the legs, chest, look up. And then slowly, soft knees, exhale, come on down. Now to come up, this a little harder, chest moves this way, but be careful not to hyperextend the shoulders. Right now the shoulders hyperextended. So you gotta think about pulling your chest over your hands. All right, let's think about chest over the hands, chest over the hands. You're gonna jump to handstand, all right? So here we go. Push into the shoulders, all the way over. Didn't catch the balance on that one. That's all right. The idea is that you're jumping towards the handstand. Sometimes you catch the balance, sometimes not. It's okay. But you're thinking about pushing into the arms and letting the strength and stability of your shoulders, the strength and stability of your back lift you up. Do not hyperextend the shoulder when you're doing the tic-tocs. Don't bring your shoulders into that super hyperextended position. Bring it forward a little and let your strength of your shoulders and strength of your back lift you back up into handstand. Okay, so now let's work on Vrschikasana. So this scorpion handstand is very important that you do not bend from your knees. You want to keep the length in your back and keep your legs straight as much as possible. As your legs and your head move this way, your chest and your back pull away. This counterbalance is very much like Dhanurasana. So think about doing a back bend while balancing on your arms. Now, let's put this all together, all right? If you feel like you're pulling with your legs too much, you're gonna get a cramp in the back of your legs, and you'll just have to come out. So make sure that doesn't happen. Just keep your legs straight for as long as possible. All right, inhale, find your vertical line. From your vertical axis, pause, stabilize, take your time, find it. And then shift your chest forward and shift the legs forward. Open the legs and maximize the space. Keep the spaciousness in your back bend
And then when you feel you have no more space, soft bend in the knees, lead forward with the knees as you utilize the space of your back bends. And keep looking up and forward, chest more up and forward. Open the feet, exhale, come down. After you come down in Vrschikasana, then hips forward, stand, all the way back up. Shake it out, and that's your Vrschikasana. So you're thinking about these movements as being very cardiovascular, taking a lot of work. You need strong willpower, strong determination in order to really stay the course. Never go too far too soon. Learn to do the practice from the perspective of steady strength. If you rush these poses or you rush the journey too much, what ends up happening is you end up going too far, potentially injuring yourself, sacrificing alignment, and not really integrating the deep lessons of the practice. Learning tic-tocs on your own is very challenging. This is a good window on how you can practice when you're on your own. These are best learned under the guidance of a teacher. The same thing with Vrschikasana. Using the shape of the scorpion handstand will allow you to really find a sense of balance and a sense of trust between you and your teacher, because you're balancing in a precarious position, and then that teacher can help you just enter with a little bit more grace, a little bit more ease, and they can also check your alignment. If you're in doubt, I always recommend at home to err on the side of caution. One of the things that's very important if you're working on tic-tocs is make sure that you have a very good yoga mat and that your floor is not too hard or too slippery. If you find that your floor is slippery, your hands don't have a good grip, you're on a tile floor and it's very hard, I recommend maybe skipping these poses because the landing can be quite intense and quite strong if you're going all the way from handstand and all the way down. Be sure that you're standing up and dropping back in Urdhva Dhanurasana, and be sure you have a good handstand before you really start to work on your tic-tocs. Some people would say that you'll get your handstand from working on the tic-tocs. I came from a place of flexibility, and I really believe that we should work on your straight line handstand first so that you know you have the strength to support whatever flexibility is coming. If you have your strength, it takes away so much of the fear and so much of the nervousness about the inversion. When you're working on these handstands, be sure to get them fully established, the tic-tocs, before you move into the advanced series. This is such a big project. Traditionally, we do 3 tic-tocs, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way back. Well, that counts as 1. You do 3 of those, balance in Vrschikasana for at least 5 breaths, and that counts as 1 whole set, and that you would add on after your back bends. It's best to learn these from a teacher. If you're in doubt, always err on the side of caution and live to practice another day. Do the deep work of the practice, moving into that deep peace and that equanimous mind. Bring your hands together. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the Ashtanga Yoga 2nd series. I hope you keep the seed of faith and inspiration to practice every day. Namaste.